The final assignment in EDLD 5313 is, again, a compilation assignment. You're to take a look at all the work that you've done, everything from exploring the new culture of learning, your learning philosophy, your three-column table, your UBD template, and you're going to be revisiting your growth mindset and looking at in the light of some new information that you're probably going to be exposed to for the first time. And so you're going to pull together a compilation perspective, a compilation post that will link to all those individual perspectives, right? The new culture of learning philosophy, so on and so forth. So you're going to link to each of those. I'm going to show you some examples shortly. And you're also going to create a separate post where you're going to analyze your growth mindset plan. How's it working? Did it work? Did you implement it? What can you do better? Have you been modeling it? So, you want to take this time to get a sense of what's working, what's not, what can you do better. Also, if you think about our meeting the other day, there's a realization that systemically there are some challenges with the growth mindset because our current educational system rewards summative assessment. It rewards regurgitation. It rewards testing. It rewards grades. It rewards a lot of the growth mindset methodology. And so if you had the opportunity to be in the meeting the other day or to take it in, there are several folks who mentioned the fact that the reality of what we see in our classroom and what's happening there is different from what we're talking about, idealistically with the potential that we can see with the growth mindset and a variety of other things. So how do you reconcile that? How do you reconcile that? So we want you to explore those ideas. Take a look at the growth mindset again. This is the iterative process that you're undergoing, so keep that in mind. Also, make sure you link to your original growth mindset plan. Right? Have to do that. So it's a separate post. Make sure you've got a separate post. And then you've got a compilation post that you link to everything. Send me the URL, submit the URL for the compilation post, and make sure that it links to everything in a very easy to follow format. This goes without saying, everything has to be on a website. Don't try to submit this through Google Docs or things like that. This compilation assignment everything's on the website, so keep that in mind. Now, to take a look at some of the examples, obviously you go to my website, 5313 examples, and I'm going to just give you show you some diversity. Okay, but the common denominator with all these examples is that every student made it their own. This is about their journey, about their experiences. And, I think the students who do the best in this particular assignment are the ones who recognize that their learning journey that they're on is something that they can reflect on. Taking a look at a different perspective of the fact that a new culture of learning, the learning environment is really important. Taking a look at well, how do we really learn? Your learning philosophy. All these ideas are important. So recognizing those and exploring those and writing about those and identifying the steps along your journey. Remember, this post is not for me. This post is for your audiences, so for your colleagues. So if you want to promote the idea of personal development, personal learning, personal journey, personal responsibility, you want to write this in such a way that this is going to be inspiring and encouraging to your colleagues. So don't use course names. Talk about what you've learned, right? Talk about the mindset and what has happened. Talk about, creating a significant learning environment. Talk about your three-column table. Talk about significant learning environments. Talk about these things in your learning philosophy. Quite often, a lot of folks have never even looked at the learning philosophy before. So for some of you, this could be a brand new endeavor. So here's your opportunity to explore these ideas in significant ways. So again, with this example, it's entertaining. There's some visual components, lots of links. You click on a link and away you go, right? So it works. So everything is there. So links to all the different components. So if I want to see the growth mindset perspective, also the link to the innovation plan, it's there as well. All right. So keep that in mind. Okay. Let's take a look at another example. Another graphically motivated example, some wonderful visuals, some visual representations. And again, this is a person reflecting on their journey. This is a journey and this is growth. This is development. When you take a look at the growth mindset perspective, she links to her existing initial post and she's created a bit of a cartoon about that. So, so this is an opportunity for you to build something that is going to be encouraging and motivating and inspiring for your colleagues. So keep that in mind. All these compilation posts should focus on that. So again, you write about it, introduce the idea, creating significant learning environments. Oh, connection to the job, wonderful. There's links to it, right? So as you go along, right, there's a link to the disruptive innovation plan, creating a significant learning environment, learning philosophy, right? I also reflected on my own personal learning philosophy, and how my recent passion for making the maker movement has shifted it, right? So there's a reflection there. So part of this is a reflective process as well. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at another example. This is Jerry's changes. So he's talking about the changes that he's undergone. And actually, I think with this one, I'm going to just pause this for a second. I apologize. I had already gone into the growth mindset perspective. So, on Jerry's site, again, it's the journey, right? The journey that he's been on, the experience. He's got some interesting labels, testing theories, learning philosophy, understanding by design, backward design. How does the learner's mindset come into play? How does the growth mindset come into play? Obviously, the references are there. So again, wonderful little intros to each of these sections, and links to the innovation plan, links to everything that is there, right? So really important to do that. Make sure you're linking. Make sure the links work. Make sure the links are easy to follow along, right? So and then with the growth mindset plan, it's a new plan, and then there is a link to the old plan as well. So keep that in mind. So link to the innovation plan, right? And so here's the changes. Here's the process, right? Sometimes it can be a short analysis, right? Because if you're only making small tweaks, well then just talk about that. But where are you with the growth mindset? What are you doing? How has your classroom changed? How have you changed? Are you modeling it? Have you adopted the growth mindset? Where are you on that continuum? How often are you switching back and forth? So talking about that process, I think, is going to be really important. So hopefully I've given you some examples here of some previous students' work that will give you a sense of what it potentially can look like. But remember, this is your journey. This is your learning journey. So again, you've got to pull together, all the 5 posts. You got a separate growth mindset post where you reflect on the changes to your growth mindset plan, develop a new plan, or talk about the changes. And then you have another post where you link to everything. You only submit the URL to the compilation post, and the compilation post really you should be targeting your colleagues and other people you want to see this because you want to use this as a tool to encourage, to inspire others to actually come along on the learning journey as well. So looking forward to seeing what you come up with.